Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go? Joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today, we're with Eric Johnson from Summer of the Arts, which I am learning is a huge, huge foundation in Iowa City, Iowa. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Sure, I'm happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about you and your background, where you came from, and what brought you to Iowa, and then what the Summer of the Arts is really all about.
Sure. Well, okay, so my personal background, maybe I'll start with Summer of the Arts, actually, and then dovetail into me. Summer of the Arts is a nonprofit 501c3 charity. We were founded to coordinate some live music festivals that were already taking place in Iowa City. We were founded in 2006, but there's the Iowa City Jazz Festival and the Iowa Arts Festival, which go back to the 1980s and early 1990s, and are huge, huge festivals where we take over 5 to 9 city blocks in downtown Iowa City, and where we featured artists like Los Lobos, the Neville Brothers, Dr. Lonnie Smith, Dr. John, Mavis Staples, people like that over the years. There's also a long-lived local concert series called the Friday Night Concert Series that takes place every Friday night on Iowa City's downtown Ped Mall and has since 1993. And all of these festivals are free, entirely free to the public.
Wow.
So that's really our mission, is to create community by putting on live music and art festivals and bring people together and present it all for free to basically to provide arts access to our community. So in 2006, Summer of the Arts was formed to kind of coordinate all of these festivals kind of under one roof. We've only got a permanent staff of 4. We've got a lot of volunteers. We've got committees that help us with the booking, and we're blessed to live in a community that supports live music and supports the arts.
Yeah.
So I got to join this organization a little bit over a year ago. My background is I was part of a little nonprofit group that started putting on punk rock shows in Arkansas in the 1980s, and grew from that to doing some live sound work and some stagehand work, and then went to school up here and ended up doing some charity work for the local schools and doing sound at local charity events. And when this organization had an opening and I had a chance to join, I jumped at the chance. Sure.
So you kind of it took you a little while to find that, like, if you on a scale of 1 to 10 said career match for you, ideal career match, where is this position at for you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, this is just about a 10. This is exactly where I'd like to be. The combination of getting to work with world-class musicians from all over the globe and from right here in our own community, getting to help support the arts in this community and try to make sure that we've got a sustainable basis, that this is a great community for not only for people to live in, but a great community for artists and musicians to work in.
Yeah.
That's a dream. That really
is awesome. That's awesome. And really for you just started getting your foot in the door, like you said, you were working backstage and doing your own event planning for a while as it goes through there. That's fantastic. What do you think it is about the central Iowa area when it comes to live music? What do you think it is about that makes it such a hot spot and so welcome and embracing?
Well, there are a couple of things. One thing, just in terms of geography, we've got Iowa City. We're about 3 hours from Chicago, over to the east. We're about an hour and a half from Des Moines over to the west. So there's some really good routing possibilities. St. Louis isn't too far below us. Kansas City isn't too far below us. So bands coming through the Midwest, it makes for a good stop.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that Iowa City is a college town. So you get people who move here for college and end up staying. That's kind of what happened to me.
Sure.
And you get the kind of nurturing and diverse music scene that you get in college towns a lot.
Yeah.
You get people with a lot of different interests. Yep. And then because it's ended up being a good place for musicians to live and practice their craft, people come here sometimes and they move here and they stay here.
Yeah. No, very good. That makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. You have a huge music background, so let's have a little bit of fun with a couple of questions here. What's the
Sure.
best concert that you've ever seen, Eric?
The best concert that I've ever seen, man. It's really hard to narrow it down, but I'll give you a couple moments, one older and one newer. The older one has got to be, and this was actually working sound with, the name is totally escaping me, and this is one of the high points in my life. It was James Brown's saxophone player.
Oh.
And he was traveling with Fred Wesley, who was James Brown's trumpet player, and boy, it was just flying out of my brain. So I'm gonna switch to another one.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm just feeling I'm a little bit on the spot here because there's been a lot. Here's a couple actually that connect up. In the 1990s, I was working at a large club that had the pleasure of bringing an incredibly wide range of diverse artists, and we brought Guy Clark, the famous Texas, great Texas songwriter. And I think that was the first time that I've ever shed a tear at the soundboard, because Guy's songs are so personal and so touching. And then I can connect that up with a moment just this past summer where Summer of the Arts brought in Asleep at the Wheel to headline the Iowa Arts Festival. And I'm standing 10 feet from the stage, and Asleep at the Wheel says, well, and Ray Benson from Asleep at the Wheel says, okay, we're gonna, we've played some songs by some great Texas songwriters, and I want to play now one by the great Guy Clark. And I thought for just a second, is it going to be Dublin Blues? Is it going to be Dublin Blues? And it was. That's my favorite Guy Clark song.
Oh, man.
So I'm 10 feet from the stage while he's playing that. And then they go into Big River, my favorite Johnny Cash song. So, you know, these moments just kind of come to you sometimes. If you spend enough time around live music, you get to have some really, really memorable times. That's the kind of thing we want to provide to everyone. Memorable moments.
No, that's fantastic. All right, one more fun question. This one you'll love. So, dead or alive, you could bring any act to one of your festivals. Who would it be?
Boy. You know, I got to say Jimi Hendrix. That's the first name that comes to mind, and that's someone who can play, who covers a range from rock to blues to deep soulful music, someone to jazz, someone whose music encompassed 1,000 styles.
Could you imagine hearing that guitar either against the water or just down the street? It'd just be fantastic. Yeah.
It would be just really lovely. He's someone that I always feel like we lost way too soon.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Eric, I want to talk for just a little bit to the young Eric, the young boy or girl who kind of has that gift of organization, uniting people, but also feels that calling in the entertainment and that live event, that live music. What are some tips that you can give them to get where you're at, to get to that position where you can say on a scale of 1 to 10 career rise, I'm at a 10? What are some ways they can do that?
I would say one is never give up on what you love. Always try to keep the things that you love at some point in your life. You might not always be able to keep them in the center of your life, but keep hold of them, keep working on them, keep caring about them. And the other thing I would say is just try to be easy to get along with. Try to work with people, try to help people, try to be there when people need you. And you'll find that people respond to that, and you are the kind of person that people want to work with. Try to have something to offer. I'm a garage band musician. I've never been a great musician, but I've kept at it, and I've managed to be in band because I knew how to work a PA system.
Yeah.
Working a PA system got me involved with live music. Being involved with live music on that level got me involved with putting on shows. There are 1,000 different roles in this business. And if you don't give up on it, and if you care about it, you can find one that suits your talents and your abilities.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Eric, how can people find out more about Summer of the Arts and more about your events?
Well, we have a website, www.summerofthearts.org, and you can find all the information there about our festivals. We're wrapping up we've wrapped up most of our season, but we do have the Soul and Blues Festival coming up on September 23rd and 24th, which is going to be a celebration of the Chicago blues with the Mike Wheeler Band and with a whole bunch of other great Chicago blues artists coming to Iowa City. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Eric, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and good luck to you guys in your ventures. Thank you for what you do for live entertainment and live music.
Thank you so much, Jake, and thanks for your time, and thanks for what you do too.
Absolutely.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle